Good morning. Meditation time. Welcome, everybody. It is time for your meditation. And I have found this morning some beautiful wisdom to share. Just before we get started, remember that it's always a great idea to bring yourself to your breath, which simply means pay attention just a little bit to your breathing. Take a moment to think about breathing in through your nose. Take a moment to feel where that breath goes. Aim it at your belly. Imagine there was a balloon and you could fill it up, and then slowly let it out again. Oh, I beg your pardon. Somebody, good morning. Awesome seeing you. We have another 3 minutes before we get started. Gabrielle, good morning. And I have a couple of quotes to share with you. All of them speak to the meditation we're doing today. The first one says, the Japanese say you have 3 faces. The first face you show to the world. The second face you show to your close friends and family. Marcella, good morning. Awesome seeing you. And the third face you never show anyone. It is the truest reflection of who you are. And on this quote, there's a picture of 3 masks. The first face you show the world. The second face you show your closest friends and family. And the third face you never show anyone. Another quote by Suzanne Wagner says, the masks you wear disguise your soul. Do you see your own mask? Do you know why you wear it? To become authentic, you have to be willing to recognize the masks you wear and why. Then you have to be willing to let them fall away, to reveal the most vulnerable self that you have been afraid to reveal. Charlene, good morning. Awesome seeing you. So our meditation today is about masks. The meditation is called The Masks We Wear. I beg your pardon. Clearly, I have not had quite enough sleep last night. And this quote by Muji, the last one before we get started, speaks to that a little bit. I love these words by Muji. He says, actually being what you are is the simplest. And I've heard him speak about this, and what he's trying to say is to find your true self and have a recognition of your true self is actually the easy part. It's not too difficult to do. What is difficult is to stop being what you are not. What is really difficult is to stop wearing the masks that have kept you safe. And not necessarily kept you safe, but kept you feeling like you could cope. Feeling that possibly there's some safety, reaching for safety. Maggie, a very good morning to you. May you dance magic dance. That's beautiful, Maggie, thanks. So let's go down this journey today. The masks we wear, and maybe you've done an amazing job at removing those masks already, and that's awesome. Maybe during our meditation you get reminded that there is a mask you sometimes still reach for, and maybe it's just a recognition of how far you've come and how little you need those old masks. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and we'll float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in Deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. Let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow breath gets drawn in through your nose and deep into your belly. And as you let go, when you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. As you continue your full body breathing. And before we get into the journey of masks, I want you to remind yourself that you are here. Whatever you survived in the past, you actually did survive. And the reason you survived is because your body and your mind is beautifully adapted for survival. Whatever coping mechanisms you have reached for in the past are exactly that. Your body and your mind reaching for something to help you cope, to help you survive. And here you are. You in fact did survive. While there might be masks, patterns, coping mechanisms that don't serve you anymore, it doesn't change the fact that they did exactly what they were needed for. Help you survive. And there's beauty in that. There's a lot of gratitude to be had for for every single one of those old coping mechanisms. Of course, it would be most healthy to recognize when it doesn't serve us anymore and let it go. But to quote Muji, that is the hard part, to stop being who you are not. Give yourself time, be gentle with you, and remind yourself that this body, this mind, did a great job of surviving, using whatever tools you had available to you. We'll do the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. Roll out your neck muscles. Big half circles to the left and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, put your attention on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and also over to the right. Remind yourself that as you move your spine, you're moving spinal fluid. It's like grease to the gears of your nervous system. One more big breath in. And as you release, stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Beautiful space of surrender, we can turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of today's journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, invite softness into your whole body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards movement. Your shoulders are slowly falling. Your body is slowly softening. And you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting, dissolving, slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose invites you to follow. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nose. Feel the air as it touches the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Holding the breath inside of you is an opportunity for you to hold you inside of you. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels really easy, followed by a long and slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, we started just now by saying we're having a reminder to feel a bit of gratitude for this body and its ability to have survived. Bring yourself to that space again as you take a deep breath in, dive deep into you, remind yourself that this body has survived. Take your next big breath. We start our journey of masks in our youngest years. The very first few. Can you remember of any time or incident where you consciously felt, I need to be different in order to survive? In our very first few years, it's likely that it's parents or caregivers that made it clear to us that exactly how we are will not be acceptable. Sometimes we make the choice consciously, sometimes subconsciously, to put on a mask and show ourselves different in order to be accepted and acceptable. As you take your next big breath, dive deep into you. See if you find a reminder in your very early years. Take your next big breath. If you find a mask there, you can gently take it off. Place it on the floor next to you. No need for this mask right now. We'll explore further. With your next big breath, we're stepping forward into a space a little bit older. Can you remember a time when close family, might be siblings, might be grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, can you remember anything specific about having any of those people make you feel like you'll only be acceptable if you're somehow different, if you show up in a different way? Brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunts, grandparents. See if you find anything there. Take your next big breath. If you could find anything there, you can gently remove this mask and place it on the floor next to you. It's certainly not necessary right now. We'll take another step forward in time. Take a moment to reflect on peers at school. Kids in school with you. Does anything come to your mind when you think about those friends and how very likely someone made it very clear that you'll only be acceptable if you show up differently? Next big breath. See if you find anything from that time. Take your next big breath. Find anything there, you can gently remove that mask and put it on the floor next to you. The next big breath, take a moment to reflect on teachers you had through your schooling career and maybe even after. Play a big role in how we see ourselves. You remember an incident with a teacher who made it clear to you you'll only be accepted, you'll only be acceptable if you show up differently. Take your next big breath. find a mask there, gently remove it. Place it on the floor next to you. I need to survive. I need to find a way to cope in order to survive. While most of it comes from our childhood, it doesn't quite stop in adulthood. With your next big breath, remind yourself of any of your adult relationships that had the same effect on you. A clear message that you're not acceptable the way you are, and that you'd have to change and show a different face in order to be acceptable. Take your next big breath. Mask 2, you can gently remove and place on the floor next to you. Take the last few big breaths of this phase together, stepping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, invite softness into every fiber of your being. One more deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. No more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back, lie all the way back down. Feel yourself just floating. moment to look around you at all the masks you discovered, or the masks you reminded yourself of. And remind yourself that you survived all of that. Ask yourself this question while you're sitting and observing, while you're seeing the masks you used to wear and maybe sometimes still do, while you can see all of this. Who are you being? What is this part of you that is doing the seeing? Here is who you really are. This is who you're covering up every time you've reached for a mask in the past. To remind you again of Muji's words, being who you really are, finding who you really are. That's the easy part. To stop being who you are not. That's what's really difficult. And he says this as a gentle reminder to be kind to yourself while you're on this journey. You know what this truest part of you is. You know who you really are. But in a moment of fear, an old, loud voice that reaches for all the old coping mechanisms. We can understand that this is done in fear. It's not any kind of self-sabotage. It's not an unwillingness to let go. It's not refusing to learn. It's an old fear that says, in order to be acceptable, I have to look like this, I have to speak like that. My wish for you is the awareness to notice when this happens, to notice the moment of reaching for an old coping mechanism. That doesn't mean you should immediately stop wearing the mask. But if you are gently aware of it every time and have kindness for the scared human in you that still feels the need, then you're on this journey. And you'll get to the point where you don't feel the need anymore. But be kind in the meantime to every part of you that wants to still reach for an old coping mechanism. and find this place from where you are seeing now. Find it every day, because there is a point where this space becomes the norm, and none of those old masks are ever needed again. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this journey of masks. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for being reminded that whatever old coping mechanisms don't serve us anymore, it deserves gratitude for actually helping us cope, getting us to this point where we can say we have survived. Take a deep breath in. Thanks to Muji for the reminder that this is the hard part. This is the part that takes time to stop being who you are not. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for continuously learning, remembering, becoming better at being who I really am. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Please remember to be kind to you. Whatever comes up, whatever has come up, whatever failing, whatever mistakes you get faced with, none of them, nothing gets improved by judging, criticizing, attacking yourself. The improvement comes from finding this space where you can observe you, observe all the masks, see them for what they are. And the more you find that space, the easier it becomes to not reach for any of the old habits anymore. So much love to each and every one of you. Thanks, Sunmuddy. Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you, Vivian. I saw you pop in as well. Let's see if I can spot anyone else here. Anthony popped in to say hi. Hello, dude. So much love to you all. Thank you, Charlene. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And see you again soon. Mwah. Ciao, ciao.